For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Shannon de Rehove. Award-winning investigative reporter Mzilikazi wa Afrika joins me to discuss his book Nothing Left to Steal, about government corruption and his role in exposing it. Why did you decide to write your story in a book? You have received death threats and are labelled a traitor and other names by your comrades, yet you still believe in telling the truth. Why?
Basically, I decided to tell the story of my life so that people know who I am, where I come from, what corners, what mountains, what cliffs and hills I've climbed to be where I am today. Because when people are busy labeling you a traitor and stuff like that, they try to unbrush your history, trying to distort it. So I decided to put my history in black and white so that it cannot be distorted.
Your book raises some difficult ethical questions for journalists. For example, you provide an account of how the Sunday Times was leaked documents by President Zuma's team on condition that you didn't reveal the source, and then you had to stand by while President Zuma's team falsely alleged that the NPA had leaked the documents to smear President Zuma. What do you think is the correct thing for journalists to do in such circumstances?
This has always been my belief from day one when I became a journalist, that any person, it doesn't matter who he is, if he comes to me with information as a source, that information found out is true and that this person was trying to mislead me, he or she loses the status of being a source. I cannot therefore protect a person who lies to me. For example, if a drug dealer comes to me and confesses and gives me everything, but he doesn't lie to me, I'll protect that drug dealer. If a priest comes to me and swears with the Bible on his hand and lie to me, I'll definitely expose the person for lying, for being dishonest, for trying to mislead, to use me to mislead the public. I think as a journalist we should take up a stand that any person who's trying to mislead us should therefore lose that status of being a source that we can protect.
The Sunday Times refused to publish another story leaked by President Zuma's team that NPA head Bulelani Ngcuka had been an apartheid spy. What made you come to such a decision?
It was a decision that was taken by the former editor at the time after he received a full briefing from the Sunday Times investigation unit. We briefed him on our findings, and the editor took that decision as the head of the newspaper at the time to say, based on these facts, therefore, we cannot publish this story. I don't think he was influenced by outsiders, that it was influenced by the facts that we put on the table, the facts that we told him. I said, these are the facts, here, our research has gone this far and this is what we have uncovered. And based on that, he said, therefore, we cannot publish this.
You state in the opening chapter of your book that had you not been a patriot, you would have settled in Nebraska, United States, where you've been awarded honorary citizenship. Firstly, why were you given honorary citizenship in the US? And secondly, what keeps you in South Africa?
In 2001, I got a scholarship, what they call a foreign exchange program by the State Department. And it was part of, they took different investigative journalists from all across the world. They took us to the state, they took us to different media houses, and the governor of Nebraska at the time was impressed by our track records and what we're doing, and he decided to give us an honorary citizenship with 3 of us. It was a good thing, like they encouraged me if I want to come and stay in Nebraska, I can come. But then again, my heart is back home. I'm a South African and I'll always be a South African. I'll always be here at home because that's where things are happening, that's where things need to be fixed. I can't go and fix my neighbor's leaking roof while my own house roof is also leaking.
Tell us about your arrest in 2010. We now know it wasn't actually just about former Police Commissioner Bheki Cele leasing new police headquarters without following due process. What was it all about?
Basically, my arrest in 2010, it was came out as almost everyone that I've exposed in my career, they came together and gang up and say, it's about time we teach this boy a lesson. But they didn't have ammunition. They tried to concoct things and it backfired badly to the point that I sued the state and I successfully won the case. And the former Minister of Police admitted in black and white that my arrest was wrongfully and illegal.
And he apologized?
He apologized for that.
How does that make you feel?
From day one, everyone knew that this was those were Trump's charges. The point is fact that when they arrested me, they couldn't tell my lawyer, my boss, or whoever was asking the question why I was arrested. And for the fact that they tried to plant drugs in my house so that they can make a strong case against me. And point again, as a journalist, I always operate within the perimeters of the law. I can't go around breaking the law and saying because I'm a journalist, I'm immune for prosecution. I always respect the law, I respect the Constitution, and I always operate within those perimeters.
What would you like to say to your leaders if you knew they would listen?
All I can say to my leaders, whoever they are, that they are where they are for the people. And one thing that must come first is what are they doing for the people? How are they improving lives of original people? How are they taking this country forward? And how are they making South Africa a better place to live in? Instead of thinking of their own stomachs, thinking of their own bank account, and thinking of a luxury lifestyle.
What are you most afraid of for South Africa, both economically and politically?
Political conspiracies and propaganda, because they make those things sound real. Most people start believing them. We must tackle the issues instead of tackling individuals. Whatever a person is raising, let's look at it. Is there merit to the issue that the person, not look at the individual, who's this person, why is he raising this thing? We must look at the merit of issues so that we cannot be blinded by political loyalty and comradeship, you know. We must look at the issues and face them, deal with them and solve them.
What can or should ordinary South African citizens do to overcome corruption? What role do we play in combating this scourge?
You see, the government has sent different signals about corruption. First, the government, back in the days, they came with the Whistleblowing Act, say everyone is encouraged to blow whistle on corruption. And then again, the same government comes with the state of information saying anyone who blows a whistle might be arrested and be taken to jail for a long, long time. Then that doesn't send a clear message. Now, a person is sitting here, I've got this information. Should I blow the whistle about it and go to jail, or must I just turn a blind eye and forget it never happened? I think the government should encourage the Whistleblowing Act and encourage people to come out and blow the whistle and make sure that those people are protected by all means.
What can we expect from you in the future?
I think now it's going back to the drawing board and finish the novel that I started before this memoir. It's titled The Ugly Ones Are So Beautiful. I hope people will like it because it will be fiction, but it was more inspired by real life events.
That was Mzilikazi wa Afrika discussing his book, Nothing Left to Steal.